And here on Money FM 89.3, we have the pleasure of speaking with Chin Poh, who is the head of retail research at Maybank Kim Eng. Thank you for joining us on our finance and business radio station. First question for you is really all about volatility. And this year, volatility has returned. It doesn't help that we've got the midterm elections in November in the U.S. to, I guess, look forward to. Trade war fears, rising U.S. interest rates, a strong U.S. dollar, slowdowns in China. So how are you then guiding your clients in their trading and investment journeys in light of all these uncertainties?
I think indeed the global investment and environment has become a lot more treacherous this year. We've got all the issues that you have just mentioned, particularly with the U.S.-China trade war coming in progress now. It's beyond just trade tensions. We also have a slowing Chinese economy, volatile oil prices, rising interest rates as global central banks tighten their policies. So all these will affect stock markets, and you have been seeing that happening already. My advice to most of my investors now is to keep risk off the market, to take some of the risk off the market. This is not the time to be gung-ho.
But what do you define as risks?
Basically, if you look at funds, they're shifting out from growth and momentum stocks into value plays. So a lot of the cyclical stocks that you talk about, a lot of the technology stocks that have run way ahead, probably would start to correct, and you've seen that happening already. So I would think that you would probably shift more towards the more conservative stocks, the more stable stocks with recurring revenues, and with lower debt levels, because you saw what happened during the oil crisis from 2014 until now, right? When oil prices came down, those very heavily debt-laden offshore and marine counters practically went into financial difficulties.
Yeah. You know, trading is an emotional experience. We all know this. But can you perhaps comment on how financial education can help take the emotions out of investing so that our investors can actually make better choices?
Financial education cannot take emotions out of investments, but they provide a good check and balance. We are all rational and emotional beings. And if you look at our human brain is made up of two halves. The left side controls rationality, it controls your analytical skills, whereas the right side is all emotionally based. There's greed and fear. So if you don't have financial education, when the time comes, greed and fear will take over your investment decisions, right? Because your emotions and your rationality gets reflected in your investment decisions. But if you're aware of fundamentals, if you're aware of valuations, then when emotions when you get too greedy, you know that provides a check. There's always you have an internal check and balance actually.
Yeah. Well, that's what we go for here on Money FM. We want our listeners to really have some sort of finance background, finance education, and we hope we're contributing to that. Now, there's a difference between trading and investments. One's short-term, one's long-term. Between trading and investment, what do you advise investors to place greater emphasis on if they want to grow their savings?
Well, in investments, it's for long-term, it's for capital appreciation. For trading, it's where you want that extra returns. But extra returns always come with greater risks. So depending on your age, your life cycle, depending on the cycle, on the market cycle, I would think that at any one time you want to put more than 50% of it in core investment holdings. All right? That may shift, right? During times like this, you might move that to 75%, leaving perhaps 20-25% for trading. Now, trading, it doesn't mean that it's blind trading. Blind trading, it's actually speculation. Trading means you do have a basis for buying or selling a stock. It's just that you are not so certain that it will happen. Right? That's separate from speculation. In fact, I want to share with listeners on a quote by Mark Twain when he said that there is 2 times in one's life that he should not speculate.
And when would that be?
One is when he can't afford it, and the other is when he can.
Okay, on that note, thank you so much for speaking with us here on Money FM 89.3. Chin Poh, Head of Retail Research at Maybank Kim Eng. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Money FM 89.3.